You know what? I just thought of a video idea. Let's rank every Gears of War game of all time. As always, the KingAbzYT is back. It's good to have my face behind the camera once again. It's been a hot minute. So, thought, you know what? Let's rank some of these bad boys. I've not got all the physical copies anymore. Either I've lost them or I've got them digitally now. Because, you know, it's 2022, right? But yeah, pop those down. Just before we begin, I gotta state. Now, this video is just my opinion. A view or judgment about something, not necessarily based on fact or knowledge. So, I don't want you guys coming after me in the comments below saying, "Fuck you, Abs, how dare you say this about Gears Judgment? How dare you say this about Gears 4 or 5, whatever." This is just my opinion. Hopefully you'll agree, but if you don't agree, that's fine. That's the beauty of discussion, and we can discuss in the comments below. But yeah, expect more facecam videos like this. Without further ado, let's get into this, man. Okay, so let's begin. We've got Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3, Gears 4, Gears 5, Gears Judgment, Gears Tactics, and Gears of War Ultimate Edition. But I'm going to do it in the order that they released. Of course, Gears Pop is not on this list because fuck Gears Pop, that's why. But we're gonna start things off with Gears of War 1, and of course, without a shadow of a doubt, S tier. Was there any doubt? Gears 1 birthed the franchise that we all know and love, Gears of War. Do you remember that Mad World trailer? Oh, that got me hyped, man. The chainsaw, and you just saw, you're thinking, what is this game? This is something different. And obviously you played the game third-person shooter. The campaign was really good for the time. It's not the best campaign in the series, in my opinion, at all. But remember seeing the Berserker for the first time ever. I was like 7-8 years old. Seeing the Berserker for the first time, I was like, no, please, no, don't do this to me, Berserker. And then obviously you had General Ram. You met the Delta Squad for the first time ever. Marcus, Cole, Baird, and Dom. One of the best gaming squads of all time. Gears 1 was where it all began. And Gears of War 1 walked so that Gears 2 and 3 could run, basically. So it deserves S tier without a doubt. Bear in mind, for 2006, what a game. The graphics were on another level back then as well. But not only that, but Gears of War was very different from anything on the market. Of course, you had Halo that was more catered towards, let's just say, a younger audience. It was more accessible, right? It wasn't gory or anything like that. And then Gears would come along. You got chainsaw, blood everywhere. You got locust. It was just so different from Halo. And of course, it birthed what an amazing franchise. So without a doubt, S tier. Gears of War 2, without a doubt as well, S tier. Now, campaign wise, Gears of War 2 is the best, in my opinion. Best franchise, best campaign. The level design, the writing, the characters, Benjamin, Carmine, Ty Caliso, the Dom character arc with Maria. You had Coltrane had his moments. The whole of Delta Squad had their moments. You had Scourge, the Queen. We finally met the Queen. You go through Nexus, and you literally take the fight to the Locust. Such a great campaign. And you're in that giant freaking worm, don't forget about that. I almost forgot about that then. Hands down the best campaign in my opinion. But when it comes to the multiplayer, I do have a lot of great memories on the multiplayer, the maps and the modes. The gameplay wasn't polished and it wasn't great, let's not forget about that, but I feel like with the introduction of Horde as well, I think Gears 2 deserves that S tier as well. And then we move on to the last game of the trilogy, Gears of War 3. It's gotta be S tier, man. It's gotta be. Man, what a game. Topped off an amazing trilogy of games. firstly, let's talk about the story. Man, the fight against the Locust and the Lambent. The level design in Gears 3's campaign was also great in my opinion, and I don't think it was as good as Gears 2's campaign, but it packed some powerful moments. Powerful punches. Like Gears 3, Dom dying, come on man, still hurts me to this day. Then of course Adam Phoenix died. And then the Locust Queen, we finally got her ass, so killed her off. And then Clayton Carmine survived, the only Carmine brother to survive, so there were a lot of big moments. And of course Marcus finally taking his do-rag off at the end of Gears 3. Signaling, that's it, it's over. Man. And multiplayer, Gears 3 multiplayer was amazing. I really loved Gears 3's multiplayer. The leveling up system in Gears 3 was great. The unlockables, the medals, even the horde mode, man. Horde mode was unreal in Gears 3. It's gotta be S tier without a doubt. Okay, next we're gonna go for Gears Judgement, because that's the game that came after Gears 3, unfortunately. So Gears Judgement, unfortunately, I'm going to put you here. And I'll explain why for you Gears Judgement fanboys out there. Now, growing up in the Xbox 360 days, when you meet someone who's a gamer, and they're a multiplayer gamer as well, just like you, you'd ask them what games they play online. And 3 games that they most likely to say were Halo, COD, and Gears. Now, Halo and COD, they were always a bit bigger than Gears, but Gears was always really well known. It was really big. Okay, so Gears Judgement 2013 was released. Okay, let's say Halo and COD up here. Okay, Black Ops 1 released in 2010, Halo Reach released in 2010 as well. Okay, Gears 3 released in 2011, so Gears 3 is around here as well in terms of popularity. And then, okay, Black Ops 2 was released in 2012. That was an unreal game, absolutely unreal game. Then Gears Judgement 2013, absolute flop. Puts Gears back down here. And to be honest, Gears has never recovered ever since. So the reason why I put Gears Judgement lower is because it's the reason why Gears is in this place that is in 2022. It never really recovered from the slump that Gears Judgement brought to the franchise. Now don't get me wrong, it was always going to be difficult to top Gears of War 1, 2 and 3. 3 just ended the perfect trilogy, so it was very difficult to top that or even match that. And obviously the game Gears Judgement didn't have Marcus or Dom in it, so that was always going to upset fans. But the thing that was good about Gears Judgement was they tried new things, which is overrun and things like that, but they went too far with it. You know, the control scheme, having no Marcus Phoenix, and that, I don't know, that really hurt at the time for many fans. And the campaign, the writing was alright, but it's like a DLC campaign in my opinion. I think Gears Judgement would be perfect if, let's say Gears had an annual release, right, like COD. And Gears Judgement would be that perfect sort of annual release. But if Gears Judgement is it's supposed to be your next big title, spin-off, nah, not for me, not for me. Gears Judgment's gameplay was just so arcadey, man. I didn't really like how Epic Games really tried to cater to the COD audience, because Gears had its formula, right, that was tested and proven. They just had to expand on it, and they just went a whole different direction with the change of control schemes and so on. So it was really frustrating. Like Gears Judgement, it was so bad that people kept playing Gears 3, so there were some people that played Gears Judgement, but Gears really fell off then, man. There were still the hardcore players and a good population, good sized population that was playing Gears 3 for a number of years, but that was always going to eventually drop off. Yeah, Gears Judgement getting that lowest tier, don't give a fuck, get out of here. Okay, what came next? Gears of War Ultimate Edition. So this is where the TC era begins. Now I'm going to put Gears Ultimate Edition in A tier, and I'll tell you why now. So Gears of War Ultimate Edition was a faithful remaster in my opinion. It was a good remaster, and I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it actually. It was really fun to go back and just enjoy what made the franchise special in the first place. The reason why it's on A tier, not S, is because I feel like they could have done so much more with it. They could have given it a longer support cycle, and I feel like it could have been like CS:GO or something like that, where it could have just kept going and going. They could have been constantly supported. Gears Ultimate Edition, you know, they could have added more modes, more maps, even a horde mode with Gears 1 gameplay. They could have done a lot with it, but they didn't really do much with it. A couple of updates, a couple of new skins, weapon skins, and that's it. They were like, job done. But I feel like they should have supported it for a lot longer. That's why I feel like it wasn't enough. A tier is just about right. But Gears Ultimate Edition was a great game nevertheless. I just feel like it just lacked. It could have been more than what it was really. Just needed the extra support, because TC's frame of mind was, let's get this remaster out of the way and then we'll get Gears 4 out. Okay, but they didn't think, okay, let's do this remaster, let's, you know, really support it. Nah, they were just like, Gears Ultimate Edition, let's get that out so we know what a Gears game is, and then we'll get out Gears 4. So I feel like that's what it was with Ultimate Edition. Then we had Gears of War 4. So this is an interesting one, because this is the start of a new trilogy, you could say, new saga, whatever. Gears of War 4, let me just say, the multiplayer I really enjoyed after a little while when it was fixed and everything, because Gears of War 4's multiplayer was built off of Gears 3, so there was less margin for error, right? They didn't try too many new design choices like they did in Gears 5, which we'll get to, don't you worry. But Gears 4 multiplayer I really enjoyed. Can't stress that enough. I had a lot of fun. Gears 4's campaign though, really poor. I did replay it again recently to do a few lore videos, and it didn't really change my mind much. The characters are not very well written. The plot is okay. The swarm are not too bad. The designs are a bit shaky. There's not much to it. Like 1 or 2 action fighting robots the whole time. It lacked the punch, and the story wasn't good enough. Horde was back, and they introduced a lot of fortifications and stuff, which was good, but the enemy roster was horrific. You're fighting DBs in Horde, man. half of the roster was robots. So that weren't good. And then obviously the swarm were lackluster. They didn't have the warden, the matriarch, the flock, the wakatu. They were missing a lot of this new swarm, and they didn't have the locust as well, or any enemy variation weren't there in the horde either. So Gears 4 multiplayer, I'd put it up here somewhere, but campaign and horde drags it down to here, I think. But the support was really good for Gears 4 as well. Had a lot of skins, a lot of maps. I think Gears 4, I think B is just about right. Close to A in some aspects, but I think B is just right. So what came after Gears 4? Gears 5. The most recent and the most fresh in the memory. So it's unfiltered, it's straight to the point. Like, I literally remember everything just right. So when Gears 5, the trailer and everything was released, there was a lot of hype behind Gears 5, because this was the Coalition's opportunity to really show what they're all about, and really show, you know what, let's take Gears of War to the next level. You know, let's really take the gloves off, let's go all out. And Gears 5 released, rushed out the oven, like 5 characters on launch, really buggy, glitchy game, flashbang central, the server issues, just everything. It had so much potential, man, so much potential, but unfortunately it didn't hit the ground running, and it sunk really. Yeah, so it was just such a rushed launch, and it just killed the game off so quick, man. So the first like year or two, well, the first, let's say 15 months or so, I'd put Gears 5 in D, or even lower if I could. I'd keep it right here if I could. I'd keep it in D, but the Coalition did turn it around to a certain degree. Hive Busters was great. I've not played Gears 5 for a while now because I just had enough of it, so I didn't want to play it. I didn't want to make content on it, so I thought, that's that. Okay, I'm not going to waste my time. I wasn't really happy with the design choices as well. I know the Coalition did try their best to change it around, but you can only try and change the game around so much. You can't just keep forcing updates out. If the game's done right, it'll always have that bad picture from launch. Although they did win some fans back, but that's just the hardcore Gears fans, right? It wasn't bringing back the popularity. It was just too far gone, so they just had to fix the game and just bounce. So I'd put it on C. Horde mode was really good for Gears 5 in my estimation anyway. I think enemy roster was good, fortifications was good, classes once they were unbound to the characters. The Horde mode was good. Multiplayer I wasn't a fan of at all, man. Really poor multiplayer. It took so many updates and shit just to fix things. So many tunings, so many different tweaks and modes, and they just never got it right, man. So multiplayer I wasn't a fan of. Campaign was better than Gears 4's, but yeah, Gears 5, that C tier, I think that sounds about right to me. And then we go for Gears Tactics. Now, Gears Tactics was a really good take on a whole new different genre for Gears of War. So it tapped into something entirely different, which is really good. The story was decent. The characters, I like the characters in Gears Tactics, to be honest. Ukon was a great enemy. Some of the lore is a little bit sketchy in some places. I feel like they still could do with some better writers. Overall, it wasn't too bad of a game. There wasn't any multiplayer, but for what it was decent. You know, it's not S tier. It was alright. Yeah, no, it's not bad. It was good. So that's where I'd put Gears Tactics. So S tier, Gears 1, 2 and 3. Just a tier below, Gears Ultimate Edition. Right in the middle, B tier, you got Gears 4 and Gears Tactics. C tier, second to bottom, is Gears 5. And right at the bottom is Gears of War Judgement. That's where I'm putting that. But yeah, let me know what you think on my tier list in the comments down below. Do you agree or do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Feel free to just let your feelings out. And yeah, expect more facecam gameplays like this. Or facecam videos even. Because just thought I'd add some of these videos once again. It's been a little while. So let me know what you think. If you'd like to see more videos like this, drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Thank you very much as always. The support has been amazing. So thank you from the bottom of my heart as always. Lots of content to come. Yeah, I will catch you guys next time. Peace.